what point Friday did you find out that you weren't going to have a goalie for
Well,
Saturday?
I knew before Friday, but considering that we had the game earlier in the week, I needed the team to be wholly focused on that before, getting distracted by the rest of the stuff. And I mean, that's why us head coaches get paid the big bucks, right? To handle everything behind the scenes and make sure that the team is ready to go when it's time to go. So, Thursday or Wednesday when we got off the bus or whatever, and Elle left her equipment with me, knowing what was coming on Saturday, it was time to think about who to go ahead and put in that net on Saturday. And I had two girls in mind, and unfortunately one of the girls we didn't have a pair of skates for, but I think she would have done a great job too. So the universe takes care of things, I guess, and Avery ended up in net.
I just remember, I came in, we were all doing, the cookies, and we come in and Kelly goes, "We don't have a goalie tomorrow." She goes, "Elle has a family thing." And we're all because we don't really have, another, backup goalie that's, ready, to play.
I was a little worried at first because, we had one night to get her into pads and teach her how to, stand in net, basically, and she did phenomenal for that. Her glove save at one point was just outstanding. I couldn't, even imagine something going better than that.
I remember she told me during school, and I thought it was a joke. I was laughing. I was sure. And then I walked into practice, and sure enough, Avery was suiting up for goalie, and I was oh my goodness. And I was skeptical because it's kind of scary to go in playing hockey, not knowing how to on defense, but let alone goalie. There's really nothing that I could do to get myself in that net. So for her to do that was pretty amazing for everybody to watch.
I was talking with the coach, and she said that she needed a goalie, and it was between me and my teammate Margot Redway, and I think Margot just couldn't find a pair of skates goalie skates that fit, so it just came down to me.
I get to spend a lot of time with her, being a field hockey player, and her brother, when he was here, was one of my students, and he helped out with the ice hockey team as well. So there's a good connection there with that family, and I knew that she would rise to whatever challenge she needed to do what her team needed her to do.
So she thought of Avery, and she played great. She really stepped up, you know what I mean? Not everyone would be oh, I'm going to go out and play goalie for the first time. This is her first year as it is playing hockey in general, but to go out for her second game that she's ever been on the ice to play goalie, that's something really special, and it shows just how much of an athlete she is to be able to do that.
I thought they were really good about just kind of going over the fundamentals, and that's all I needed because it was just one game, and I knew that the defense was going to do a really good job of keeping it away from me, so I wasn't too nervous. But
it was an absolute crash course. So we were lucky to have Michaela, my goalie from the last 4 years, who's home on break from school. She was here, so she was the crash course giver. My goalie coach was also away that weekend, so it was crashing all around. But Michaela was awesome in working with her, and I think Avery soaked up everything she possibly could in order to go and play a varsity hockey game with less than 24 hours notice.
Avery always has a smile on her face with whatever she's doing, and I also think that's the reason why Kelly chose her as well, because you know what I mean, I think she knew that if given that opportunity that she would take it, you know what I mean, not just be no, she would give it a try and she'd do it with a smile on her face.
Her mentality, really in any situation, is what you want in a player, in a teammate, in an athlete, in a student, in a human being. I mean, she is not one who's going to shy away from anything, and she literally does everything with a smile on her face. I don't know if she knows she does everything with a smile on her face, but there have been very few times that I've ever seen her not smiling, not eager, not happy, not willing to try. And so, this being her first year playing hockey, let alone, goal, it was fun to watch her, and fun to watch the team support her and rally behind her, and her to just love it. And you could see that smile from, across the ice through the mask.
Two. Here we go, Shane. Here we go, Carol. Yeah, Claire. Take it. It's a good shot, Claire. Good shot. Keep going. Put your head up. Time. Go. Go, Ryan, go. Catch up, Shane. Clear your back. We're at the bottom of this. Oh, to the curl!
That was a really great first goal when we right in for the first period, and what they've always said is from the beginning of freshman year is it just takes one. Like, we just need to get one up there. And then sure enough, once we got that one up there, they just kept going in. And the confidence of our home opener and a goal within a few minutes of the first period, I think got everybody just super excited to play. And it ended up being a really good game.
The first one, it was huge because we talk in the locker room and we get so excited, and last game in Concord it didn't work out as well as we hoped, but this game coming in and being excited and then actually doing what we said we were going to do on the ice, it was awesome because we scored in the first couple minutes, and that is a huge weight lifted off of us, especially since we didn't have our starting goalie there. So just to know that we could give her a little bit of a cushion as well, just to make her feel more secure in the net. It was a great.
Definitely a big relief. I knew that if I happened to let one in, then it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I was still trying my hardest not to let any in. Once it got past 3, I was there's breathing room there, and we definitely know we can get goals on their goalie, and having at least 3 points in between us and them at that moment really gave us just a leeway. I mean, we didn't back down, but it definitely gave us some breathing room.
Keep her outside!
There you go!
JP, that's you! On her, Carol! You, Claire! Four's still off there. Four's off. Player share. On it, JP! Ports!
Go, Carol!
On it, Rye. Player outside.
Step!
There you go. On it, Rye, on it! That's you, Carol! Get there, Carol! We're gonna go at them. Go ahead, I guess. Cover Shane! Shot! Loose! Deep!
end of it because she's never played and she just got right in there, and that goal that she saved, I can still like see it vividly in my head, and it was like I'm like really proud to be able to like play on that team because she just stepped up more than like I know I could do, and I'm like really proud of her for that, and also proud of our team for the work that we all put in to protect her in the net, and we made that like a key point that like nobody's touching Avery tonight. Like we're gonna hold our own, and she's gonna do just fine.
You feel relief, but even at the end of the second, when it was 5-1, we were going into the dressing room being like, I still don't feel comfortable. I mean, Bedford has some weapons on offense in their two defenders, Maddie and Cammie, and I mean, we knew how fast we were scoring goals, so if we let them have those chances, they were going to capitalize on it. So even at 5-1, I really wasn't feeling super comfortable knowing what they could potentially do to us. So it was really nice to be able to keep that going.
When one person's down, we can get the other part of the team to like rise up and actually like fill in certain spots. We were playing really good defense, and we were able to keep it in their zone and like shoot on the net and make sure we didn't like have to do a lot of work to get back.
On it, Kara, on it!
Somewhere in there. Everyone would come up to me and like give me like a fist pump or like say like, oh, awesome job, or like it's okay. Like everyone was like super supportive, and like, I just had a lot of fun.
That's
go pick her up. Go say hello. Good save. Good job.
Go get your goal!
Hey, I got them out there. You guys told me to.
I thought it was awesome. I think that's what we needed, because sometimes I think teams need that, you know, the fire, and I think that gave a lot of the girls confidence. Because I don't know, it was awesome, because it wasn't just like one person scoring every single goal. It was like we had a lot like throughout the whole team, which I think is really important. And even though we didn't we could have, I feel like, scored even more than we did. And there were some opportunities that we were in the perfect spots, which is also really important just for everyone, you know, to be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be. So I thought it was awesome.
Just like really happy to think about, like, we put 8 goals up against Bedford, and the whole team leaving the rink is like something that it's always a worry. Like, I always get scared when we leave this rink. Are we all going to be walking out together, like smiling, happy, and going to say hi to all the people that watched us and be proud of our game? Or are we going to go out and be like, I wish we could have put one in. I wish we could have won. So walking out, going into that locker room after each period was like, everybody, you could tell everybody was just psyched. Everybody was so happy that we put them up, and we were just ready to go get more. And then third period when we come off, it was like, we all just sat there and we were like silent for a little bit, and we were like, and we just did that. Like, we have to let that sink in. And then I think that really got everybody to be able to see like what we can do. So I think that was a big confidence boost, and now we're just going to keep going into our games, hoping for the same thing.
I think it was huge, and I think the variety in the goal scorers that we had too. Half the goals, 4 of them came from our defensemen. So, you know, Claire had her hat trick, and JP got in on the action too. Shannon had a couple, Riley had one, and Simone. So to be able to spread that out throughout the team, and not just the forwards, but to get the defensemen involved as well, is huge. I mean, it's a huge morale boost. It's a huge confidence boost. So I hope we can ride that into Berlin. I don't know how Berlin rides on a school bus everywhere they have to go, but man, no. So that's number one. I mean, this is our annual pilgrimage. It's funny, the girls look forward to it every year. I think it's just the novelty almost of making that ride. It's amazing bonding that happens. I mean, those girls are an absolute riot, and they're fun together. We've never not had a good time all being together, and that bus ride's no exception. So the tough thing is getting there and then getting the legs moving right away. And I've tried a couple of different things, you know, like maybe leave a little bit earlier and get some extra time up there so you can, you know, get acclimated and warm up a little bit more. But they kind of ended up, I don't know if I've found the right combo yet, but every team's different, so we'll see what happens.
So we're dismissed out of school tomorrow at like 1:45, I think, and you know, usually getting out of school, everyone's excited, you know what I mean? And usually it's like, oh, it's like a 15-minute bus ride, you know, down the street or something, and then you're there. But yeah, Berlin's like a couple of hours away, and it's definitely, you know, you're sitting on the bus, so you're like sitting for a while. But you know, we get there and then we warm up, and usually I think that's kind of when everyone kind of, you know, clicks into gear, and you're like, all right, it's go time. We have to be ready, because you know, we could use like the long bus ride as an excuse, but we really can't, you know what I mean? Because you got to be ready for every situation. But going in, Berlin's a good team. They've always been a good team, and we just have to go in and try our best. And I think if we do what we did this weekend, then it'll be a really good game.
Berlin's a time. we get our coach bus because it's the longest trip we have, and it's like probably around like 2 to 3 hours maybe. And we get a movie and we all like sit down. It depends on time too. Like if it's earlier, we can like, I don't know, we just like have a fun bus ride there, but then the bus ride home, all of us are just sleeping because we're so tired, and basically by the time we get home, it's like 10 o'clock.
That is pretty hard. Like last year, our Berlin game, that affected us, I think. That affected me personally. But the kind of like vibe on the bus is like everybody hits the same like rest periods. I don't know, we kind of get in sync. So we'll be like super excited and we'll be dancing and singing, and then we'll kind of like settle down. And then right before, when we're getting there, you can kind of see it. Everybody's getting like antsy to get off the bus. People have to go to the bathroom. But then when we like pull into that rink, everybody's already like up and ready, and then we get off the bus, and it's kind of a motivator. Like, we have to do this bus ride back at the end. Like, do we want to get on that bus knowing that we just lost and we drove all that way, or do we want to get on and be like we came here and we won and we like conquered it? So it's kind of it's a positive and a negative.
Usually we bring Mighty Ducks or like Miracle, and we usually watch one of those. I think it might be Kelly or Shannon. Either of them, they usually bring those movies, and we usually watch some sort of hockey-related movie. The last 2 times I think we've watched Miracle, because I don't know if you've seen that movie, but it's just very inspiring. So usually it's something along with hockey, but it's so fun just to. That's another thing that's I think really important about hockey is like the camaraderie between the girls, and like these bus trips that we get to spend hours and like pasta parties and driving just to practice. It gives much more sense of a team, and the closer everyone is, the better we're going to do on the ice.
It depends. I mean, usually we have some pretty traditional ones. Miracle, although that one in recent years doesn't have the same oomph that it had for us back when we were still in the search of that first win, and everybody was Russia. So yeah, it's either Miracle, one of the Mighty Ducks series. Sometimes we throw a little Pitch Perfect on there. Who knows? We'll see what strikes us when we get on the bus.
We try and like see what the team wants, like the whole team and stuff like that. But sometimes we're just like pick a hockey movie or something like that, or something that's more. Like I think we watched Mighty Ducks last year. The year before we watched Miracle.
It's a tough balance, and it's something that like myself and the other coaches have really gone back and forth with every year, and every team is different. I think what it comes down to for me is that it's one of those things that it's almost those are the situations where it really comes through that sometimes it's just about more than hockey, and it's about the relationships that these girls are building with each other that are going to last them a lifetime if they do it right. And they, as cheesy as it might sound, they really become more than teammates. They're sisters, they're best friends. And even if, they don't necessarily talk a whole ton out of the season, once the season hits, these girls are inseparable, and they have each other's backs. And that's really important to me. So usually once we hit the rink, it's game time, it's go time.